Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode, an intro for the pre-match show. All for United. We are live again with me, Temi, and I got my man Neil with me. As always, to start off this show, everyone who's watching, make sure to go to youtube.com/all for United and get in the comments. An FA Cup tie, 5th round. We are here facing our rivals again, twice in 2 weeks, or twice in a week, I should say. Liverpool, big match. Everyone go to youtube.com, get in the comments, share your thoughts with us. So exciting. I have my man Neil Burton with me, like I said. Neil, how are you feeling about this matchup?
Just the same as last week, really. I'm quite excited again. I'm disappointed after last week's result, to be honest. Thought we should have won. Thought we had enough. Their keeper had to work harder than ours. And I think hopefully today we get it over the line. I hope we go with a fairly decent, strong team, to be honest, and get the bastards out of the cup.
No, I agree. 100%. I see over 160 people watching with us. Everyone jump over to youtube.com/all for United with us. We appreciate all of you who are here right now. I completely agree with you, Neil. I think he is going to field a strong team. I think he rested some players that we're going to see back in the lineup. I think we're going to see McTominay today, probably. I think he's going to play his favorite back four. I can't see him switching from Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, and Shaw. Probably might see Henderson today. But I agree.
No Henderson. Apparently no Henderson.
Oh, I might have missed that information.
Oh, no, Henderson in goal. I thought you meant there. I thought you meant the scumbag who plays for them.
Oh, not that guy. Not that guy. No, we don't care about that guy. Henderson in goal for us. But no, yeah, I think we're going to build a really strong side.
Play Tellez.
I don't think he'll play Tellez. Let me tell you the reason why I don't. Let me tell you why. Because Luke Shaw did such a good job against Mo Salah. I don't think he's going to risk, Tellez getting skipped by Mo Salah in a big competition like this. He wants to win. He needs a trophy. Ollie knows that. If let's just say worst case scenario, we don't win the league. He wants to win a trophy. He wants to win a Europa League. He wants to win an FA Cup. He needs something, to validate himself after being in the job for over 2 years. So I think it's important to talk about the FA Cup, Neil, really quickly. I want to lean on your experience. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what you felt about the FA Cup in the past, and how it's changed, and what this tie means right now.
I love the FA Cup. I remember being a kid, and that was a long, and I was in black and white then. I'm so old. We used to play football all in the street before the FA Cup. Then we go to someone's house and watch the FA Cup final. Probably the first FA Cup I remember was actually Cesspool against Arsenal, Charlie George. I remember crying in '76 to Southampton, and that goal was about a yard offside. Shame we didn't have VAR in those days. I remember '77, one of the best FA Cup finals I've ever seen. I went to the FA Cup final when we lost to Everton, the year that Cantona went mad in the stands. And then I went when Cantona scored against Liverpool in the most boring cup game I've probably ever seen in my life live. So I've had been to semi-finals at Main Road when Robson screamed one into the top corner to beat Liverpool, which was just magnificent atmosphere there. Probably the best atmosphere they've ever had at Main Road. So I've followed United a lot in the cup. Went to Oldham when we beat Oldham in the FA, drew with Oldham. So I love the FA Cup because it was easy to get tickets for in those days.
Oh, yeah.
So I love the FA Cup, and I'd love us to win it. I love it validation, but I think we win the double this year. That's a big thing. I think people underestimate now the importance of having these trophies in your, all of these trophies count. Even the Carabao Cup, it might be a lesser trophy, but it's still a trophy that makes us, the best country or the best club in England. I think that's really important to, stack up those trophies and continue to have those bragging rights personally. And especially, I know it's early in the cup and it's the 5th round, but it's Liverpool, and you never want to lose against Liverpool. Like, I think it is so crucial that Ollie plays a strong side in this game, and lets everyone know he is trying to win something, and he's trying to take us to that next level. Talk about who you really want to see play today. And let's not talk about the back four. Let's talk about that front six, as some people might like to call it. Who do you think is a necessity in this game today? Pogba again. And people are going to throw things at the screen. because I was slaughtering Pogba at the start of the season. I mean, I was having proper face-to-face rows with people on YouTube about it. And you can go back and look at some of the shows I've done. But I think he's a key. I still think Bruno's due a rest. And as we've got a game in the week, and then we've got Arsenal next weekend, I'd be tempted to maybe rest Bruno, even though he'll flip his lid. But I think Pogba's a key player because he's been on such amazing form recently. His goal-scoring record's unbelievable. I was looking at I was actually doing a bit of research for this today, and there's a rumour that possibly Lingard might play, which I know Barry in South Africa will be overjoyed about. So hopefully Barry's just not spat his expensive red wine all over the place. And I know he's partial to a single malt, so he might start that before it gets dark. So I just hope we play a strong enough side to beat Liverpool. I think they're going to play a weakened side because they got Spurs on Thursday.
Right. And I think if we do play a strong side, I think we're going to win, truly, because if you look at their past results, they drew to Fulham, if I'm not mistaken. They just lost to Burnley at home, which was the first time they've lost in 3 years at Anfield. Poor results to West Brom, struggling again. Struggling mightily. So I mean, if we put out a, I don't want to see any kids. I don't want to see any people who haven't played in quite a while. I think we've been rotating the squad well, and I think Ollie's been rotating the squad really well. I got to give him credit for that. Picking the right time to play Bailly, picking the right time to play Lindelof. Putting Pogba in certain spots to do certain jobs. I think he's rotated really well, and I think that it's going to pay off in a game like this where he can have the chance to maybe bring in a Matic again, who hasn't played in 2 or 3 games, and he's fresh and he's lively and he's ready to go. Who knows? I think
Van der Beek today. I'd like to see Van der Beek. Let's sit Bruno. I wouldn't be devastated if he sits Bruno and starts Van der Beek and Pogba with McTominay sitting in behind, and then the quick front three, because Liverpool are going to change their back four again. Because I can't see Henderson playing at centre half, and I don't see him playing Matip in 2 games in quick succession after he's come back from a long injury. The only thing that worries me about this game is the stats. Liverpool's record is so poor; it has to change at some point. And I'm not worried about Liverpool themselves. It's just the stats that worry me in a sort of bizarre way. They haven't got past the fourth game for about 5 years, and sooner or later they're going to get past the 4th round. I just hope it's not at our expense.
No, 100% agree. Got some comments in here. Everyone jump in the comments. Over 35 people watching with us. Everyone go to youtube.com/all4united. Get your thoughts in the comments right now. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe as always. Stuart O'Hara, a regular on the show, says, how you guys doing? Agree with Neil. Bruno's due a rest. Has looked a little jaded recently. I completely agree. I think if there's one criticism I'll give Ollie right now, as we're coming up on time, is I think there's certain players he almost fears that if they don't play, we're not gonna, win. One of those being Bruno. I think he favors Rashford a lot, and maybe even I love Fred, but again, another player who I think he's almost nailed on in big games. I think I agree with you, Neil. I think he does need to maybe be a little bold, rest a Bruno, and if we need him, bring him on in the 55th minute and the 6th minute, to be that energy plug. We have 1 more minute left. Real quick, Neil. Give me your score prediction. Is this going to penalties? Do you think we're going to win outright? Tell me how you're feeling.
2-0. I said the same last week, actually, but I say 2-0 because I think we'll put a fairly strong side out, and I'm not 100% certain Liverpool are in a position to put out a strongish side. Our squad seems to be has a lot more depth, so I'd be disappointed if we didn't put a strong side. I'd just like to see Van der Beek today, to be honest. And by the way, shout out to Stuart O'Hara. If he agrees with me, he's obviously a clever bloke.
No, 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. Neil, as always, thank you so much for coming on the show with me.
Love you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you real soon, man. I'll talk to you real soon. We'll talk about football a little later in the day, man. Very later. Take it easy, my good friend.
See you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everyone, thank you for joining us. As always, my guy Neil Burton always comes with me on the first stream during the weekends when I'm live. We appreciate it. let's get in the comments real quick, people. Ashley Bird, another regular here, says wants to see Ollie have it today. Gone tight for the league. Now try and get them in the cup. Very interesting thoughts. I think Ollie picked the right team against Liverpool last week. I think the going for it method is a little bit naive. You know, when you're facing a European Cup champion, just in my opinion, I think you should always, you're going to be defending more than you're attacking more often than not against a team like this. So being smart and cautious, I think, is the way to go. Lineup should be coming out real soon, though. Lineup should be coming out really soon. I hope I haven't missed it. Everyone, make sure to jump in the comments. Brown Knight, what did you miss? You missed the great Neil Burton, man. You missed the great Neil Burton, always coming with good perspective, telling us about stories of the FA Cup. Really great stories about the FA Cup. That I know about but didn't get to see. So no, it's always good to get that perspective. Let's see what the comments are saying. Think Ollie said Donnie is definitely playing today. Just not sure if he's starting. Hope so. I hope he does play. I think it's really important that Donnie plays today. I was one of the people who said we should be patient with him, but I think that Ollie's talked about how we are desperate to get rest. We need rest. It's important to have that rest and blah 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 blah. But certain players seem like they never need rest. Harry Maguire is one of those. Bruno's one of those. Is the lineups out, people? Are the lineups out? Oh, the lineups are out. Okay, I am 2 months late. Oh my goodness. Okay, what's happening here? Let's see these lineups. Oh, I think Mark had it for me right here. So it is Henderson, AWB, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, which I predicted. It looks like McTominay, Pogba, Greenwood. Van de Beek is starting today. Bruno is resting. Rashford and Cavani. So it looks like am I missing somebody? Okay, so let me look at it again. Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, Pogba, Greenwood, Van de Beek, Rashford, Cavani. So it looks like Martial's getting a rest. Bruno's getting a rest. Very interesting. So I'm imagining Rashford will be on the left, Greenwood will be on the right. Cavani will be up top. Very fascinating lineup. Very, very fascinating. I'm happy with that, though. I'm very happy with that. Everyone share your thoughts on that lineup real quick. Let's jump in it. No Bruno. Yes, Brown Knight. There is no Bruno. I actually like that. I'm glad that he's getting a rest, and he looks to be on the bench. Yep, the bench is De Gea, Telles, Tuanzebe, Fernandez, Fred, James, Mata, Matic, Martial. I'm surprised Matic isn't getting a start today. Very surprised he's not getting a start today. Yes, I like that lineup. Pleased with what? Why is Bruno rested against LFC? Because it's a cup tie, and I think he's played a lot. I don't think this is I think Van de Beek is very capable. I think you're underrating what Van de Beek can do in this game. I think he's a good player. I don't think the drop off is going to be as massive as you're thinking. Because Bruno's not playing. He's been a little rusty over the past couple of weeks, so give him a break. If we are in desperate need to bring him on, bring him on. If it's a tie game with 60 minutes to go, who would you rather bring on than Bruno Fernandes? I think it's a good lineup. Bruno can't play every minute. About time Ollie gave him a break. Yes, I completely agree. Completely agree. Let me get in the comments real quickly. Let me repost this. Let me repost this really quickly. Yes, lineups are out. Come join. Yes, everyone. Yes, and this whole do we want to win trophies or not? Of course we want to win trophies. Why do you think we won't win trophies if Bruno's not playing? I think we have a great squad who can, make a run at this, even without Bruno in this game today. I think we can win without Bruno. I truly believe that in my heart. I think our squad is good enough now. Let's get this really quickly. Let's hold up. Wait a minute. This is hilarious. Guys, everyone, make sure if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. We're playing to F United next. Okay. I don't know what that means, but cool. Anyway, yes. Completely agree. I'm gonna let Mark Biggs join real soon. I'm gonna let Mark Biggs come in real soon and get his thoughts on what the lineups are saying. I'm kind of putting him on the spot, but he's good. He'll be fine. Mark Biggs is here with me. What's going on, my guy? How are you? First of all, how are you doing, man? How are you doing?
I'm all right, thanks, mate. I've not had a chance to take my jacket off yet. Just went for a lovely walk in the snow and ready for the game now. So yeah, no, I'm good. I'm very good, my man. Thank you.
That's awesome. Talk to me about this lineup. I love it. I personally think this is a good lineup. Let me hear your thoughts first.
Yeah, very pleased with that. I mean, I was listening to you and Neil a moment ago talking about Tellez, and I am a little bit surprised not to see him. It's great that. Listen, I said about this a few times recently. It doesn't matter what team we put out now. I think we can all be relatively happy with whoever that is. And I'm very happy that Bruno's being rested. You're absolutely right, Brown Knight. He is a very key player, but if we can bring him on later in the game, and I don't think it's going to be very cagey. I don't think we're going to be far behind, or we might be in front. So we'll adjust when needed. So I'm really pleased to see Donny van der Beek start. I really hope he sort of gets a run of games, and even today I hope he has a great game. McTominay I'm not surprised with. Pogba obviously is in great form, probably not as tired as Bruno, so I'm not surprised to see him start. Great to see Cavani. I think he could be more of a presence, and I think that this is what we sorely missed in the Premier League game the other week, last Sunday. And Greenwood, obviously, he's had a few more minutes recently, and hopefully he can get on the score sheet today. So I'm very happy with the lineup. As I said, it's always a strong one these days, and we've got a couple of players we can bring on, so I'm pleased with that.
Yeah, no, I agree mostly with all of those things you said. Let's look at the Liverpool lineup real quick so we can kind of go back and forth. So, wow, Liverpool have rotated a bit. Back four of Robertson, Fabinho, Reece Williams, who's a young player for them, Alexander-Arnold, Alisson Becker is in goal for them. They have a midfield three of Thiago, Milner, and Wijnaldum. Very strong midfield there. And then they have Firmino through the middle on the right and Curtis Jones at left wing. So they are definitely doing some rotating today. It's interesting now to see Curtis Jones there. I thought they would have gone stronger with. I thought they would have played their favorite front three. This is a good thing. On that left wing. So Mason Greenwood is going to be facing that. He's not going to have to see. He's not going to have to see Sadio Mane help out there, which is kind of a good thing. But no, I think you're making a good point about Tellez. It's the reason I think that he's being protected. He's picking that back forward because simply he trusts him the most. We know what Tellez can bring. Going forward, but I think defensively, facing one of the best. I mean, objectively one of the best of attacking players in the world, Mohamed Salah. You don't want to risk that. And I think Luke Shaw has been absolutely unreal over the past few games. I think he's saying you put Salah in your pocket and we go from there. But no, let's talk about the rest of this midfield. I'm kind of surprised not to see Matic play. Matic hadn't played in the past few games, so I thought he was going to get a run out today. What do you think about that double pivot of Pogba and McTominay?
I mean, that could be a problem for us. I think you and I have spoken about this before. McTominay, I do like him as a player. I do think he's a very good squad player, and he obviously has some great games. But I feel that to bring the best out of McTominay, you have to have Fred, in my opinion. And I think that this could have a detrimental effect on Pogba having to come back a little bit more. And sometimes, whilst he's good at getting back, he's not great in the tackle. So that would be my only concern. I think, again, the same as last weekend against them in the Premier League, we can expect them to probably, especially with the midfield they put out very, very strong, we can probably expect them to swamp the midfield. So I think that Pogba being there is a good thing for that. I think that McTominay is probably the best for energy and pressing and going, trying to get the ball back. So I think that with those two there, that could be a good thing. And I think Van der Beek actually is another one of those players, very quick tempo, quick with the ball, quick to chase down, not particularly great defensively, but I think that maybe those three, which I don't think we've seen much of those three in many games, could be a good thing. But we need to swamp the midfield as much as we can. Who was up front for Liverpool? I can't.
So it's Curtis Jones at left wing. So I know one of their young guys that they've been kind of playing in midfield in different positions. He's getting a chance at the left wing today. Firmino's up front and Salah's on the right wing. So that makes sense to me. I think that. Well, I'm surprised. Excuse me, I'm surprised Mane is not playing. This is a big. This is a huge let off for us, in my opinion. I think he's their most frightening player when he's at his best. This is definitely going to be good for us. I think defensively, for me, is what I've been most focused on. I think this year, defensively, we've been way more organized. And I don't know if Pogba and McTominay complement each other defensively in that pivot. So when Pogba plays with Matic, he can kind of free his mind up a little bit. Not that he's just all the way forward like Bruno would be, but he knows behind him there's somebody who's kind of a safety net.
Well, I was saying a few weeks ago, 2 weeks prior to this, the stats for, and I think I was talking to you about this last time, the stats for our double pivot, the best stats, 100% win rate we've got with Pogba and Matic. And this was a few weeks ago, so I'm not sure if that's still the same now. So I would agree with you there. I am surprised not to see Matic a little bit. Obviously, we saw him very briefly against Fulham to tidy up the game, so I'm surprised that he didn't start today. But I think he's on the bench, so so you don't know. I mean, I feel like we've probably got enough in that midfield in order to take control, perhaps. And Milner, we don't really see a lot of Milner these days, so I think that could be a good thing for us. Obviously, we see Wijnaldum and Thiago a little bit more, but usually with Henderson in there. So I think that could be perhaps a change for them and an advantage for us, perhaps. But again, saying that, we haven't seen McTominay, Pogba, and Van der Beek much, so same for us. So,
no, you're right.
But yeah, Mane, I'm not surprised to not see him. When I did watch the Liverpool-Burnley game the other day,
he was abject.
And he looked tired. I mean, Salah did too, but you use one and not the other, I think. So for whatever reason, he's not gone with Mane. I should imagine he's on the bench, but.
Yeah, let's look at this comment real quick. Really interesting to me. Greg Chambers says lineup shows some attacking intent in a big game for the first time in a long time. Unsure about Pogba playing as a part of a double pivot, which we just mentioned. I think he's great there when he has the right partner. And Greenwood out wide hasn't set the world alight. Let's talk about Mason Greenwood real quick. I've been thinking about him for a while now, and him playing on the right. I think people I don't think people understand the importance of our wingers' defensive responsibilities as well as what they have to do going forward. We kind of play, I know we call it a 4-2-3-1, but in defense it's a 4-4-1-1 or whatever you want to call it. Our wingers become midfielders, and they have to help out defensively. And I think against Liverpool they did that. Pogba did a great job of it, and Martial did a great job of it. And Greenwood did a good job against the Manchester City, that 0-0 draw we had against them as well. When Greenwood played on the right, he did his defensive job well, but he's not a right winger. And I just, every time I see him there, I just think people might call me crazy for this, but we might need to ship him out and let him play in a place where he can play center forward, for a 38-game season. You know what I'm saying? Because, putting him out wide on the right I don't think is ever going to truly improve him the way we want to improve him. What are your thoughts on that? I'm interested to hear. This is something I've been thinking for a while.
Greg, just so you know, Greg's one of our writers for All for United, so go and check out his stuff. Greenwood out on the right is not his position. We know he's a number 9, but unfortunately we know his talent and he's got to try and be accommodated somewhere. You're absolutely right. His tracking back isn't always the best, but he's not been played in the correct position. So I think that, when we saw how wonderful he was last season with both Rashford and Martial, it's very difficult to be, especially at a young age. I've said this before. It's very difficult to bounce back and continue in that vein of form. So I think that he's been criticised a little bit harshly, and a lot of the times for a player, it's not about what you're capable of doing and the ceiling that you have. It's sometimes about the dips that you will go through at that young age and being able to bounce back from those things. Yeah. So I feel that he's just a bit unfortunate. I don't agree that he needs to be loaned out. I think he's too good for that. I think he's too good for that, and he will get his opportunities. Listen, Cavani's been phenomenal. He's 33 and he's only a short-term fix. I truly believe that they're still going to try and get another centre forward in at some stage, with or without Cavani, but probably as a replacement, right? But Mason will get his chances, and ultimately, I think this shows a huge need for a right winger. And actually, I think that if you have a right winger, you also see a massive improvement going forward from Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well. So that is one of our key positions that need looking at, because it would improve a lot more. It would probably give Greenwood an opportunity to learn to be a better right winger if that's where Ollie's going to continue to play more. It would mean that our defensive, as I said, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he'll have better games going forward, and he won't have to overcompensate on coming back all the time when he does go forward, because that right winger will be there, and a few little things like that. So I think Greenwood, he's just been a bit unfortunate, and as I said, it's very difficult to come back into a new season as playing as well as he did last season and be able to continue that. So if you don't hit those heights again, it's very easy for us to sit here and go, oh well, he's not having a good season, he's not playing as well as he is. Of course he's not. Yeah, so he just needs, he does good things at times, and he still looks dangerous, and I really hope today can be the day when he can come in and do that.
No, 100%. So let's look at this comment real quick. A lot of players start out wide before coming to the middle. Completely agree with that. It's easier to get game time, I'm assuming, out there than it is leading the line. Completely agree. Stuart O'Hara says, Temi, who would you loan him to? So when I said we should loan him, that's not an indictment for me. You know, sometimes loans, you loan out players because you just don't want them in your squad. They're just surplus to requirements, and you want to just clear out your squad. When I say Mason Greenwood needs a loan, I think he's going to be a center forward, for Manchester United one day. I truly believe that. That being said, he's never going to get the required game time at center forward at this age and at the level he is of a center forward, for us to continue to trust him. We can't trust him in a Premier League game at center forward. We can't. Like, I'm sorry, he can't hold the ball up yet. Obviously we know what he can do with his feet. Like, his finishing ability is out of this world. But there's so many other things, that have to be in your game outside of finishing for you to be an elite level center. Like, look at Edison Cavani. Look at the way he moves. Like, throughout the game, the way he presses, the way he finishes, all of those things. It takes time to learn it. And I don't know if he has the time to learn that at the highest level. We're trying to compete for a title. We can't get, you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you. I just think there's a very fine line with Mason. We had this very fine line with Danny Welbeck, and he was a very good talent to come out, and Alex Ferguson rated him very highly. He was then loaned out for a couple of seasons, and then it just never really ticked for him. Now, I'm not saying that's going to work with Greenwood, but Greenwood is far better than Welbeck, and I think, as what I'm saying, there's a very fine line, because he's too good to loan him out.
Right. That's
do you see what I mean? But I do agree with you. I do agree that if he was to be loaned out, but the thing is, as soon as we had an injury or something like that, we'd be moaning that we didn't have him in the squad. Yeah. So this is where it's very difficult, and I'm not sure that he will get that loan. That you. No, I don't disagree with you.
Those are great points. Those are all amazing points you're making. We have 1 more minute left, though, Mark. We'll talk about this later. That's a great conversation, a great talking point. But we have 1 more minute left. Tell me your score prediction. Be as brutally honest as you can.
I was talking about this the other night, and I might be slightly different the other night, but I really feel that with Cavani in the team, there's going to be a bigger presence there. They're still going to be very frail in defence. And as long as we start on the front foot, I'm going to go with 3-1 today. I feel like we will be clearer by a couple of goals. I really do believe that. I think that Liverpool have felt very hard done by and have made every excuse under the sun since last weekend.
Oh yeah.
And even then, we should have got 2 goals. Bruno, maybe twice, and Pogba as well. And I feel that hopefully those chances will go our way today. I think it's going to be very similar. I think we'll probably see that Liverpool will start quickly, will take much of the ball in the midfield, and we might have to grow into the game for the first 20 minutes, but I think it's going to be very similar. I just hope today that we can take our chances and keep them out. So 3-1 for me.
3-1. I love it. I love that confidence. So Neil Burton has said 2-0. Mark Biggs has said 3-1. I'm loving the energy. Appreciate you, Mark. As always, I'm going to talk to you real shortly, bro.
Yeah, you're more than welcome, mate. Good to see you, buddy. See you soon.
Yes, sir. Take it easy. Guys, make sure to hit that like button. I don't know how many likes we have. Brown Knight, if you're still with me, do me a favor and let me know how many people are watching, how many likes we have currently. Everyone go to youtube.com/all4united. We have one more fan who is joining us for this pre-match show. And then there's my guy, Hammer United. And here he is coming right now, live and in the flesh. Hammer United, bro, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. I'm liking that lineup that we got.
No, that's good. That's good to hear. Talk to me about that real quick, bro. What do you like specifically? What do you think how do you think we can take advantage of Liverpool today?
Yeah, so I definitely like Bruno getting rested, and I think the game it is, and both the importance and the opponent is going to give Donny a chance to really show what he could do. And then with the front line, I like Cavani coming up there. I think what Mark was touching on at the end of his 10 minutes there was that there was those chances that we got that we didn't take, and we should have taken at least 1 or 2 of them. And I think with Cavani coming in, if we get those chances with him on the end of it, there's a hell of a lot better chance that we're going to take those chances.
No, yeah, I mean, I think Cavani in the middle is such a breath of fresh air. Like, I know people love Marcus Rashford. I know people love Mason, and this is something that I'm very, very particular. If you can't hold the ball up and you're playing center forward, it's a problem for me. You know what I'm saying? So Cavani, that's something that I'm never going to have to worry about when he's up top is, if he gets a long ball or, if the ball gets put into his feet, he's going to hold it. He's going to receive it well, make the right play. And that is something that is so underrated by fans. But no, I completely agree with you. I think the Cavani thing is huge.
Hold up, something I just wanted to comment on too is when you were talking about Greenwood. I agree with some of the stuff you were saying. I wouldn't loan him out. Again, just going back to the point I think Mark made and other people is he's just too damn talented. I wouldn't want to loan him out for that. But in terms of him, I think even if he stays, and again, I don't think they're loading him out, he's going to be United's number 9. And one of the biggest things, I don't think I've ever said it, I know I've commented a couple of times, one of the big things is the kid's got to hit the weight room. All right, the push-ups aren't enough. And I think we saw when Rashford did it, right? When Rashford made his debut, he was this skinny little kid, and he's bulked up since he's been playing. So
yeah, that I agree. I see what you're saying. I know it's a hot take. People probably thinking I'm crazy right now on the stream. Brown Knight, my guy, appreciate you. 8 watching on YouTube, 11 likes so far. Everyone, make sure if you're not watching on YouTube, join us on youtube.com/all4united. I see a comment right here. Loan him to Dortmund. My guy, I see you're on Twitter. youtube.com/all4united. Surely that's a front 2 with a diamond behind for Liverpool. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a 4-2-3-1. He hasn't played a diamond in God knows how long. It's probably going to be a 4-2-3-1 if I'm a betting man. I can't see McTominay playing as a lone DM. It's never happened. I can't remember the last time that's happened. And it won't happen. So I think it's best that we I think the 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-1-1, whatever you want to call it, it works for us. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's going to stick with that. Ham, tell me how you feel about Liverpool's lineup. They definitely rotated a bit. Milner's coming in. Reece Williams is at center back, a really young player. They have Curtis Jones up top. Not up top, but wide on the left. Really young player. Do you think this Liverpool side is gettable?
Yeah, we can definitely take it, especially with the way they've rotated. I also think just overall, even if they had played their full strength, They got some. I think they're a little shaken mentally with how some of the games and some of the things have been going for them recently, and I think it really is there for the taking. They are running out of excuses, or they are out of excuses, and they just lost to Burnley off a penalty. So I think they got some mental weakness right now, and it's kind of like what is it? Kind of like a shark with smelling blood in the water. You got to go take advantage of it.
No, I agree. I think that that's something that people aren't taking into account, that they are not in a good place right now. Like, they've been struggling to score goals, which is absolutely abnormal for that team. Their front three is not firing. The midfield looks out of whack. Maybe Henderson's being a little underappreciated by me and others, because I don't know. It looks like they're a lot worse when he doesn't play. And that back forward, no Van Dijk. Fabinho gets taken out of midfield. I think this is a very gettable side, and I think go ahead.
Sorry.
I was gonna say I think there's goals in this game. I think there's definitely gonna be a lot of goals in this game.
I was gonna say I think there's gonna be a really good link up between Donny and Cavani, because they both have that they have that football intelligence, and they can play off each other probably pretty well. So
no, yeah, I agree. Talk about Donny real quick. Are you excited to see him play? Are you worried that Bruno's going to be rested? What do you think about that?
The way I'm looking with that is I wanted Bruno to be rested, because in any sense, I think Brown Knight was talking about trophies. I'd rather have a fully rested Bruno going in for the Premier League games, so we can try to stay on top, right? And I understand just winning trophies in general. But in terms of Donny, I think this is his opportunity, right? It's a big game, knockout game, big rival, and you're starting in a position that you're going to be comfortable starting in. This is your opportunity to show what you got, and I think he is going to show what he's got. I think he has that talent that we saw at Ajax, and he's just been waiting for an opportunity to get a full chance. Oh, Brown Knight's still mad. Waiting for an opportunity to get a full chance to show what he can do, and I think he's going to do it.
No, I completely agree with you. I think people are acting as if Donny's like a drop off from Bruno, and I don't think it's a different type of player. Yes, he's not gonna score 20 goals in the season and get 10 assists, but he offers something different to the table. He brings something different to the table. This kid has played in honestly, he's played in bigger games than Bruno has. Let's just call it spade a spade. He's played in the Champions League against Real Madrid, beat him. Played in the Champions League against Juventus, played in the Champions League against Spurs. Big games. So it's not like this is anything abnormal to him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm not too worried. It'd be different if this is like a young kid, who wasn't getting playing time. This kid came up through the Ajax system, and honestly, really and truly should have been in the Champions League final. Should have been in the Champions League final if Lucas Moura didn't absolutely go crazy and score a hat trick. But yeah, no, that's a different story for a different day. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see it. And yes, Brown Knight is letting us know we play Sheffield next. I don't care. We still need to get those 3 points. You see how hard Fulham was to beat. And yeah, I just think it's important. Ollie says, unlike the league game, both teams have to go for this. And honestly, I think we have a better chance here, and we deserve the 3 points in the league. Win today, lads. Completely agree with that. Completely agree with that. I don't know what else to say. I think that's a fair way to put it. I don't know if we deserve. Let me say. I don't know if we deserved to win that game in the league. I think a draw was a very fair result. Because they dominated most of the play, but we had the best chances. That being said,
that's what I was gonna say. I think I lean a little bit. Who was that? That was Ollie. Yeah, and agree with him on that a little bit, just because of how good those chances were. They were like any other game. One of those were gonna go in.
No, yeah, I see what you're saying. What am I missing? Who is somebody that I want to see come off the bench today? Let's actually look at the bench really quickly. Yeah. It's a strong bench. Martial's on the bench. Fernandez is on the bench. Tellez is on the bench. Dan James is on the bench. Juan Mata's on the bench. It's going to be interesting. I think that we have the better. I think we're fielded the better side. I truly do. Truly believe we fielded the better side. As long as our wingers do their defensive work properly against Trent and Robertson, the way Pogba and Martial did it last week, I think we have a shot here. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Dean Henderson. We haven't talked too much about him so far on the link. Are you worried, or do you think we'll be fine there? Remember, he made a big mistake against Sheffield last time he started. What do you think?
I think he's going to be concentrated today because I think he is going to think about the times when he did have the mistake and things like that, and he's going to understand how important this game is. And I don't think he's going to overthink it. I just think he's going to zone in and make sure that at the very least he doesn't make any stupid mistakes. Right? If fucking Salah does some shit and curls a ball in to the top corner, all right, no one's going to go crazy on the kid, right? But do the easy ones, don't make mistakes, and make sure we keep ourselves in the game to take the chances when we get them.
100% agree. 100% agree. Before I let you go, let me get your score predictions, bro.
I'm gonna go with Neil and go with the 2-0. I think that's how it could have ended last game, and I think, like I said, with Cavani coming in up front and him getting more a better opportunity on the end of those chances, that we're going to take our chances.
No, that's a good call. I think I'm going to go with a 2-1 personally. I think it's going to be a good game. I think goals are going to be scored. Everyone drop your score prediction in the comments. Ollie says 3-1 United. That is what Mark Big predicted, I believe. I'm going to go 2-1. I think it's going to be a really good game. We don't really score that many goals. Like, everyone likes to predict these 3s and 4s. We score 1s and 2s, honestly. Like, that's what we do. How many times do we score 4 goals in a game? Doesn't normally happen. We'll get there though. Stuart says 2-1 for me also. Yup, I think it's going to be one of those games. But everyone, we appreciate you guys joining. Oh, go ahead.
Say something real quick off. I think it was something that Stuart said with Greenwood. Yeah, dude. Like, mental health is something that I talk about a lot and try to think about a lot. That kid has gone through some fucked up shit. So, like, I think when he got if today it could happen and he bangs a goal in, it's going to help him mentally start to come back to where we want to see him.
No, I agree. Hopefully, praying for Mason. Hope he feels better. I know he's been going through a lot the past couple of months. And I go with doing great. I'm rooting for him today. Definitely rooting for him today. But no, we appreciate everyone who's joining for us. Always appreciate your love. Make sure to hit that like button if you joined us today. Show some love for Hamma. Go ahead and follow him on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of the boys, Mark Biggs, Neil Burton, all of those guys. You know what I'm saying? So just show them some love. And I'm going to sign off real quick, everyone. Make sure to join us for the post-match reaction. Really, really fun. We have some good guests joining again. I will be on the post-match show. And yeah, guys, very excited. I said 2-1, right? That's 2-1 prediction. 2-1 prediction for me. Everyone, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys very, very shortly. Deuces.